So guys, this is a pretty straightforward model for 3D printing. The things that you want to look at, there's going to be two things. You just take you out, whatever you guys are. It's going to be two things. So for instance, this one, if your modifiers are not applied, it's not gonna go into the slicer software, into the 3D printing software. So it must apply all of these. Apply, apply. Okay? And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go look at your geometry. And you're gonna see. Because what it's gonna do is it's gonna turn all of these faces into triangles. Okay, but you don't necessarily want, so if you have sort of minimal amounts of vertices, you're going to see in the printing mesh the actual faces with the angles, which you don't want. If you have too many vertices, it's not going to work. So the best modifier to tackle this is going to be the decimate modifier. So I don't think we need to decimate this one, but we can anyway. It's got 155,000 faces, so this one is okay. This one is okay. This one now, for instance, this one, don't go into your vertex like I'm doing. There's too many faces. If it's going to turn all of these into triangles, so you can see here, if you're going to this decimate, there's 1.2 mil, 1.2 bar. Imagine that in cash. 1.2 bar vertices. Way too much. Way too much. It can handle it, but yeah, you don't need that much. So you're going to click triangulate. So you can already see if it's going to cause any issues. And when you go to 0.5, it remains the same. So you want to go 0.3 or 0.2. So I'm going to try 0.3. And this is obviously going to take, it's going to take some time, right? So what you can do is you can also go, you can see these faces here around the edges. It's going to print these edges. So you can throw on another subsurface division if you want. Up to you. So right, so now we have 728,000. Okay, that's still a lot. And we're just looking for retainment of the quality, the resolution. So you can go down as much as you can while retaining the mesh quality. Well, it looks like it must look the same. Once you start to see angles and it's falling in and it's creating issues, you know, okay, it's too much. So you can go look at it again by going to the wireframe. And you can see where we're losing geometry on these faces, because they're a flat plane, not an issue. Not an issue. Right, so this one looks 100% fine. Where we need the geometry is all on these edges, these nice slopes over here. So this thing, it's going to be 458,000. It's absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. So you go there, you apply. Okay, so the next thing that needs to be kept into high consideration is your scale. So you want to measure these things before you put them into the printing software, into the slicing software. So what you're going to do is you're going to add a cube, right, of 0.2, and this thing is going to scale it down so that it fits inside. Alright, and you're going to apply all transformations, So I like to print this in just separate projects. So I'm just going to take this file, export.stl, and we're going to call this bottom piece. Alright, selection only, and you can take this one. So let's go into the slicing software, and you're going to go file, import, and you're going to take the bottom, and you're going to see it fits nicely on there. Okay, so that's 100%, that's all we need. 100%, that's all we need. Okay, so we got that one over there. And then you know that the second one, you're going to say file, export.stl. You call this the top piece, selection only, again. Okay, file, save as. Okay, so what you want to do, everything is cool here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use actually two different materials, two different colors. Because I have silk. I have two like strands of silk, even though the gold, I think the gold is nearly finished. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to print the top piece in gold, and the silk has a nice glossy finish. I'm going to print the top piece in gold and then the bottom piece in silver. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the PLA silk. Okay, I use layer height 0.8. All the settings I leave the same. The only things here, because I have the Bamboo P1S, so these this is a much faster printer than the other 3D printers. But now, obviously, if you want the silk finish on the edges, you do not want to run at those fast speeds. So the outer wall, you're going to change to 50 milliseconds, and the top surface, you're going to change to 50. Those are the two you're going to change. And then usually also sometimes if it's not printing correctly, I'll go to the settings override and I'll change this length, the retraction, not the retraction speed, yeah, this length. So the retraction length from 0.8 to 1 if it's causing some type of issues. But yeah, I'm just going to leave it like that. You're going to go to slice plate, and there we go. This is what it looks like. Now, there are no, you see, mine does not need any supports, which is awesome. It literally needs no supports. You see these blue spots at the bottom? It needs no supports. So in other words, this thing is going to print just fine without supports. But if you have any, because sometimes these things could overlap. I mean, look at this. Look at this. So here it's going to need some supports here at the bottom. I'm actually lying. It needs some supports. So what I usually do, I like to use, I know there's the tree. There's the tree, which is cool. I use the tree a lot in the beginning, but the tree just tends to break. You can add more supports and you can make more dents. But I've seen this normal works very well, and it comes off very easily. So I just use the normal, and you can see there where it's giving some support for these overhangs on the sides. Okay, so you have some supports, and that's going to be cool. And you're going to go to your print plate. Able to go to refresh, and you'll see your print over there. And everything looks cool. So mine is going to take about 6 hours, which is perfect. So as you guys can see, this is my printer, my Bamboo P1S, and this thing is pretty fresh. I'm not even going to lie. This is one of the most coolest things I have purchased in my entire life. It's like real life magic. So and then I purchased some material as well. I got a few rolls, and I'm going to show you guys to change the filament, how to do that. Load, unload, or retry. What you can do is you can click unload to remove this filament. Right now I have PTG like a transparent color. So you can literally just pull this filament out. You just want to hold on to it at the top so it doesn't just spiral out. Like exactly like what happened now. I'm showing you what not to do. Imagine, I'll just tell you. Anyway. Okay, and then what you want to do is you want to load the spool at the back. Yeah, press load. Okay. Just want to push it in. And it is doing that. So once that's done, you'll see it's like silver coming out. So it's a proper filament. Here, it's gonna go done. Okay, so we have our new filament put in. The other thing is, you want to get some of this. This is like magic. Okay, this bloody glue, whatever glue, but apparently it works in a manner where when it gets hot, it sticks, and when it gets cold, then it lets go again. So it becomes glue when it's hot. So while your plate is hot, while it's printing, it's going to stick nicely, and when it's cooled down, it's going to come off nicely. mean, that's pretty cool, right? Hey, that's awesome. With sort of like a car, like a futuristic car, but then with the roots come. I'm still going to be painting this and dipping it in epoxy resin. Yeah, so these are just a few prints I did. Like this one can open up, right? And then it's got like a lock mechanism because it goes into the side. So pretty cool. I got 3 of these. Look fancy. And then I have this felt print. This print, the sides came off there. The rest of it looks pretty cool. And then I have a car part as well. This is like just a light, where the light goes. Here's obviously this is just a support. But this is also going to be sprayed, and then it's just put by the light section, sort of the top of your car, where the light goes. Zoop, because his light came off and they can't find a part for his car. So I mean, that's bloody pretty efficient, hey?